right. Obviously, Tiger Complex funds, they talk about ideas, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm long XYZ because of whatever reason. And, hey, I think that's a good idea. But at some point, if it crosses over into, look, I'm long, so I've locked up this much float. If you get long and you're, say, long this much, and then he gets long, and the float, it's really, manipulation. When Huang got indicted, and to me, it actually is funny. It happened on my birthday. So I'm like, yeah, great. But my initial reaction was, of course, like I knew GSX was manipulated. But then when I read the indictment, I'm like, and I talked to a lawyer who's an expert in manipulation. It's a lot of stuff becomes unclear because there's so much that's subjective about it, right? And so it gets to this, well, are you buying the stock? See, it's actually legal, to buy a stock to support the price if you believe it's worth more than that price. That's not manipulation. Like that's fine. A lot of people think it is manipulation, but I was surprised to learn that it's not. But the thing is, when you ask, well, what do you think the stock is worth? Now you get into this really ancient or archaic question, because who gives a fuck about fundamental analysis anymore, right? Like guys who made real money are looking at technicals, and, they're like, well, like business, like who knows? But I'm telling you, it's worth more if I buy it here. And then, what I see is the float getting smaller and these passive flows. And so a little bit more buying puts it up there. I mean, is that illegitimate to say I'm buying it because I think it gets higher in part due to my buying, but it gets higher not because it's fundamentally worth more, but because these are the technicals of the stock. And, like the early, in technical, trading has been around since the markets have been around with candle charts and things like that. It's just more sophisticated now.